need to bring out the big guns to take down Nip.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the big test for NIP. Overpass again, second time in a row, this time versus a very strong LDLC. We're not going to see the same game here, especially last time we played LDLC, we lost on Overpass, so they can't play this map. It's just that is the new addition to Mike Lilley going to play its part in letting or making NIP win this time?
Yeah, that's the big question here that we're all aching to find out. If you're just tuning in, this is the winner match here of Group C to settle who has first seed going into the playoffs. Welcome to DreamHack Winter 2014. But we are starting off here with LDLC on the CT side, NIP on the terrorist side. And it looks like NIP at least are really taking their time pacing things out. They're canvassing this map right now.
Yeah, they want to make sure that LDLC doesn't push them and they lose the entry. So they're just taking things slow, they're clearing out everything, and you can see here, Exist actually has a Molotov, 2 smokes. This is a B round. I'm pretty sure that Exist will Molotov on the B side, clearing out that one corner. We actually called it Freiburg. I don't know what you guys call it. I will tell you later, and then just smoke off lower and upper.
Well, they're getting into position now. The bomb is working its way over here. One thing is that the clock is starting to tick pretty far down here. 35 seconds left. Isn't going to leave them a whole lot of time, and this stepping isn't going to help either. They hear this coming here. LDLC, the rotation is already coming through. They are wasting no time at all. And NIP, it's all going to come down to the shots now. The smokes are down on the site. They need to get the top line. Right, rushing it. Can't get the kill. Soxy will take him out. This is so close at this point. Forrester Freiburg finding Crash. However, going to make things a bit difficult for the Frenchmen, but they bring it back to a 3-on-3, and now things calm down a little bit.
And that was the box I was talking about. Let's see if they can actually pull this round off.
And that's what it's going to come down to here. He's just with the headshot already, and he's just playing this perfectly. Exists all 3. There we have it. Okay, Nip get the start that they were hoping for. Now walk us through how that broke down there, man, at the end.
Well, like I said, they actually changed their smokes up a little bit. That same Molotov you saw in the corner, that's what we call the Freiburg corner. Just up here to the right, that's the Freiburg corner for us. That Molotov is just basically to clear out that you can't stand there and you can't snipe everyone off. The smokes that were just to walk off so they could get the plant down, forcing LDLC to drop down in the pit where NIP would have the advantage. And that's exactly what happened.
That played out. It really did look like it was getting perfect there, going perfectly at least. I was a bit worried about the time, just because it starts to get to that point where you can make no mistake. If you just get hung up even a couple seconds, your plant could be ruined.
Yeah, and you saw that when Exist was throwing the smoke, that he started to get stressed. And this is the thing, right? Even though the time is running down, you need to still keep your game plan intact and just execute correctly. And I think that NIP did that.
It seemed like at the time, right, once they got going, once they started running, everything went their way. Now, as far as NIP are concerned, once again, spread out across the map. There's already been a bit of a firefight. NBK's been dropped down to around 14 HP. Through, and there you go. Gets the kill, takes out Get Right. He's even going to get a party favor, too. Gets that Pro 90 to work with.
Yeah, and this is what I don't like about this anti-eco. You have Get Right all alone holding B. If they were to push him like he did, and they get the weapon, there's no one to revenge him or anything, and they get the weapon, and they get his weapon as well. Now he only has a P90, but it's still, they lost a man and they lost the weapon.
Well, that is a bit troublesome, and also they lose a lot of information, but they are going to work their way back over here now. NIP slowly working their way into the main entrance to B, and this is going to be the push coming through now with 20 seconds left on the clock. And there's the kill. Forrest opens things up here. Shiba madly spraying, but they're losing players left and left. This is not looking good. LDLC are getting picked up one at a time, and it's just going to be Shoxy alive up in Sniper, looking to find a shot with that scout. But, he does get picked up. And there we have it. NIP, second round on the board.
Yeah, NIP had that really great there when they lost Get Right. They just stuck together. They went 4 people onto the B side. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play together, and that's exactly what happened. And they lost entry, but they still won the round in a pretty decent fashion.
Yeah, that was really clean work, and that's actually the big point you make there. The fact that they group up, that even if they do get picked, they can actually refrag immediately, or just basically bring the rifles to the fore and shut LDLC down. This time around, LDLC are pushing up a little bit here towards long, looking to see if they can't get the drop on someone. NIP have been canvassing the map so far throughout the first 2 rounds, but it seems like on the 3rd round at least, NIP are really taking their time about it.
Yeah, and here you see as well, Get Right actually changed his position now, just so it doesn't happen again. He's standing more towards the other players, and just he's still holding their back. It's just that he's not completely alone now.
Perfect flash, but Shockey still gets the kill. And Michael now, he has to worry about this. He has to let the shot. He's going to get it. Takes out Kyoshima, and a nade. Very well placed. Will take out Shockey, but guess what? There's a third man here. He can't get the job done. 2-3, the damage is happening. Happy with the P250 will not get the frag. But for a second there, Nip, we're losing guys left and right, and that was looking a little scary.
Yeah, and just NBK probably just going to try and snipe someone off. Obviously, he doesn't have a weapon to work with. And this is the test. This is the first weapon round.
Now, man, I know, we're rubbing our hands together. This is where it gets really interesting. You have Pita there now, also the coach, also, you know, hot topic of discussion, you know, just how much he's bringing to the table. Everybody's been talking about it, but he is there behind the team, making sure that they are on point. Exists, though, the in-game leader, the man calling the shots for NIP. And now we get to see exactly what they have in store for us here. Team LDLC, they do manage to get that AWP for Smith, but they don't have that deadly CZ combo with it.
Oh, look at this
glass
position.
cannon.
I have never seen this before. This is cheeky. That's actually from the A bomb side looking down towards B.
That boost, look at that. That is nasty. They decided to back off. He's not really going to get to pick anybody up, but that is actually very cool because I don't even know if Nip got shot from there. Where would they would
know. No, there's no way that you would know.
Where are we getting killed from?
The call would probably be I got killed, but I don't know from where.
As far as NIP are concerned, they're still taking their time, slowly pushing up mid. Smith is holding fairly passively far back on this A site, though, in bank, so this is still just LDLC giving grounds grudgingly, but NIP are still going to have to use that gear to get onto this A site eventually here.
Yeah, NIP has 2 Molotov as well, so they're going to Molotov the site, smoke off the areas where the backup is coming from, and here you see nade starts raining in.
This is where it starts to get hairy. That point blank nade to Smith. He's got to change up his position, but now it's all going to be... And Shakti's there as well. LDLC, they just stopped Nip into the ground.
And that is a lockdown for you.
That's lockdown pretty much, right?
That door is locked. Kiyoshima has the key and he's not giving it to you.
I think he just pitched that key away.
Yes.
He gave it to a turkey and it flew. Like, what? Now all of a sudden NIP, well, it's down to get right. He's got 10 seconds left. This is actually the right call for him because he's still got plenty of gear on himself. If he can just hold on to the gun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to go in here hunting.
The idea was good from NIP, but LDLC just held out like a champ. And you saw the Molotovs onto the site. They were actually behind the site. So Kiyoshima, whenever he saw the Molotov started raining over, he just moved his position and he smoked off himself. So by the time NIP got onto the site, here you see, that's actually LDLC smoke that you see straight in front of Kiyoshima. And LDLC or NIP are forced to run through that in order to get to the site. And there you have it. Kiyoshima's just sitting there and he's waiting patiently.
And doesn't miss the opportunity. That's the individual play, right? Really making a difference. So, I mean, individual play, you can't account for it, but Kyoshima certainly delivered that time, and LDLC are now on the board here. So the CT side of Overpass, we expect them to take the majority of the rounds in this first half. And that was a crucial one right there to start them on their way. Smith has that AWP, and now he gets to have some nades and a helmet to go with it. So this is definitely looking like LDLC are going to have a bit more control, but now Michael has that off to play with. You have to see if he can actually put it to good use. LDLC, they're not really pushing this time around, are they?
No, they're not. They're just playing passively. They're just going to wait and see what NIP is up to. And you see Michael he's just trying to go work for picks here now. You know, he's trying to spread out, see if LDLC is actually pushing, and if so, he should try and get a frag or two. But as you said as well, they're playing passive. They're not letting NIP get that entry that they wanted with Michael off.
And then also, well, NIP do thrive when they get the entrance. It is a big thing to get that initial frag, but Smith is going to find Force who's trying to push in the backside. It is a fake, so Freiberg is able to miss out as well. But you're right, this is actually a fake. Thing is, LDLC, they still have their bomb. They're holding very patiently here. They're all the way off this site, and they are not. NBK is there to say hello to Get Right. Please leave. Shoxy's there as well, and now the bomb gets dropped. LDLC, that was cold-blooded. They did not flinch.
No, and that's the thing about Overpass. The sites are so close to each other, so you actually don't need to over-rotate that much, because if it actually was an A hit, then they know for a fact that they would just smoke it off anyway. So LDLC can't even back them up if they even wanted to, unless you actually have guys on the site, which LDLC did not have. So then you might as well just hold your position, just wait for that call. Okay, they're on the site now, they're planning. That's when LDLC can actually back up and go and help their teammates.
As far as LDLC are concerned, since they've had the guns, it really has been shining for them. Now NIP are the ones who are going to be forced into a bit of a tight spot. Economically speaking, they're down now. They have to go for an eco round, which is also interesting to see. NIP, I'm sure they want to really make the money as much as possible. It's also difficult for Michael Lillard to buy that off. Right now, the blender, and doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do about it. Perfect hold for LDLC.
I think they had one flash, and that was about it. So it's basically just like try to get a kill.
Now at this position here, you're going to buy basically.
Oh yeah.
They don't have the money for an op, but they still have enough for the rifles and the nades.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see what they buy as well. So for example, Exist, he's the guy throwing this Molotov they did on the pistol round. He's the one doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they only have one Molotov. The others could have afforded a Molotov in change of another nade. So chances are we're going to see another B round here.
Alright, well let's see exactly how they develop. The bomb is waiting over there right now. This is going to go fight, but NBK is also 2 kills for him. He finally is gone. Freiberg does return the frag, but the man advantage is still here for LDLC, and they've got 2 guys here holding on the site. So chances are, Nip, they aren't going to have an easy time getting through here.
No, this isn't looking like a good round for NIP.
Oh, that's
2 entries from MBK.
Flash. I mean, Happy does just like a re-peek there and does get punished, but he still maintains the man advantage for his team and actually spots out the extra guys here for NIP. So let's see. It's going to be an ineffective smoke that goes
that was way off. That's something you should have probably practiced before coming here.
Well, is that the thing? You know, is that now like an indication of nerves there when you miss a smoke that you should have down?
He's normally not the person that throws this smoke.
Mm-hmm.
There's either Exist or Freiberg that throws this smoke. So I'm pretty sure like basically just winged it and was basically hoping for the best.
On this scenario now, they are going to need it. Michaelele, there's Gerrit with the peek, but it's Michaelele delivering both frags. He's got the bomb plant now as well, and just like that, the situation changes. Although, oh, Smith so close, does not get the wall bang.
Turn around.
This is what they're always capable of. This is why you can never count them in that situation. Michaelele now taking this range fight. He's got a little bit more HP, but he still has to be careful. Headshot with that M4, and he is done for. Gerrit's only got 4 HP as well. But Smith, like Michaelele is playing this so well, making sure that Smith can never get right. And as soon as he does, peekaboo, Gerrit is there, and you get a point for the bingo too.
Yes. And again, perfect turnaround for NIP. It was looking extremely grim that round, especially the way the LDLC was playing. You know, MBK with 2 nice entries. It really looked like that round was secured for LDLC, but Michaelele and Gerrit, they had other plans.
They looked so, well, that is it. They had other plans, and that's also what I was touching on there, is that NIP, you can never count them out of any situation, because they may be out of stuff, they may be missing nades, but it doesn't matter because they'll land the shot.
Exactly.
And this time around, Smith, I think, attempted the shot there with that AWP from the boost. Did not get the tag on anybody, however. It's going to be NBK once again holding back their solo. Looking at the frag, but he's not going to get it. That's very well played there by NIP, guaranteeing at least a plus for 1. Gerrit, however, is going to get picked up point blank by Happy with the off. And Happy with the sniper rifle, that is deadly, as we just saw.
Yeah, one thing to know about this map as well, LDLC, again, they're really strong on their CT side, but their T side is actually lacking. They're not that great on the T side. So the more rounds NIP gets on the board now, they're going to be happy with, because they know as well they have a really strong CT side. So this round is actually extremely important for LDLC.
This is all gravy for NIP. If they can get past 4 rounds on Overpass T side, that's fantastic. Shoxy now. I force him out into the opening. He's going to change it up for the barrels, and there you go. Tags out Freiberg fairly easily. Exist is going to walk into Happy's crosshair, and it's down to Michaelele now, 1v4. He does manage to come out of the smoke and actually pick up a frag, but there are still 2 members here, soon to be 3 for LDLC, and they're going to be able to lock this down fairly easily here. The smoke clears, shots, going out, and somehow he is still here, down to 4 HP. He refuses to give up. He refuses to give up. Michaelele is still dancing. Looking to get that one more frag. Actually, that one more frag, that could have made the difference there as far as making LDLC spend some money here.
Exactly, and right now, NIP, they don't have any money. They're going to have to save And LDLC was also getting short on money, so if NIP would have won this round, sure, LDLC could have probably 4-spot next round. After that, they were broke. But right now, tables have turned. NIP needs to save instead.
NIP need to save, and most importantly there, LDLC were able to save both ops. So that's a nice little touch there for LDLC. They're going to be able to once again go for this boost. And
I really like this boost, because if teams actually rush this area, you will actually, if you have good flashes, then you can actually interrupt the CTs coming down here. But this position actually makes it so it's easy for MDK that's holding this position to know, well, they can't be here, you're safe. Just hold the door.
You can actually, yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to worry about his back, essentially, and it also gives time for Happy to get into position. They've really locked down this site. It seems like LDLC have, I mean, we know that they have put some attention into this map, that they've definitely put some work into it, and clearly it's showing. Now they need to be able to stop this push. It looks like he fell asleep there for a second, but Kyoshima is there to make sure that it doesn't go south.
I mean, he looked at the frag. It just looked a bit weird, because he saw one, he saw two, he still didn't shoot anyway.
Five, man. He that whole team went by there.
It's probably like, okay, I'm not gonna shoot. You can have some frags.
I'm gonna be generous.
Yeah.
Sis is looking out for his mates, right? He believes in sharing, because that's caring.
This is something new from NIP. I think the old NIP would never have ecoed one more round, especially when you can actually afford AKs on everyone. Yeah. But I think NIP now, they want to make sure that they give Michael Lily that off.
Yeah, that's the big point here. Now that they've got that dedicated sniper. Pressure is not huge on the NIP shoulders, but now they're going to use all of it. It's not a bit of a point-blank battle there, and Freiburg does come out ahead. But this is into a blender moment. And there you have it. Kyoshima with the perfect flank will take them out. LDLC keeping 4 guys alive here. And this is also crucial for LDLC, because now, as you can see, their money is starting to get very solid here.
Yeah, and that's why NIP... Yeah, and NIP is completely broke. I mean, again, if they lose this round and they're running dual ops, this is something new. I'm expecting to see Michael or Forrest. One of them will go B, the other one will go A and try and snipe someone out.
How does it play here? Yeah, okay, well, Get Right is going solo over into the B area again. It's actually Michael Lely holding mid, and looks like both of them, in fact. Forrest brought his into connector. So this is, yeah, exactly. So this is some very odd play coming out from NIP, actually. Looking to see if they can't catch LDLC pushing. Pulling a bit of a VP, maybe. Kyoshima is pushed up into Pasa's favorite spot. The question is now, can Michael Lely find the frag? Smith spots him, lets him know that he's here. And there's the flash to set it up. It's a perfect fade. Michael Lely, he's focused on he has no idea that Kyoshima is there. And the bait and switch works perfectly, except that Exist is there to save the day for Nip and turn that into a 1-for-1.
Yeah, and that was great for Exist there as well, that he actually got that frag. I don't think they realized, NIP, that they actually, LDLC had one more person that pushed up here.
I don't think so either. This is actually going to put Shoxy on notice, because Shoxy is the man who pushed right past there. Shoxy has to know that he could potentially get flanked here, or at least backstab. Happy in the meantime is holding short, looking towards this B site. Get Right is just crouched right there, waiting patiently. He wants to find the angle.
Yeah, Forrest also coming. He was actually looking at the other B site, just trying to see if someone was...
It's not going to pan out this time around. Happy does decide to back off and play it safe. 20 seconds left on this clock for NIP. They have to start making the play right now. Freiburg is going to catch the lurker, Shoxy, but NBK is there to lock down the site itself. 10 seconds left now. I mean, it's just ticking down. There's no time left for NIP to get onto this site. They walk into the crossfires, and LDLC, they get that round practically handed to them at the end.
Yeah, and again, great by LDLC, because they actually, you know, they pushed something. They pushed long, took Michael Lely off guard. Even though Exist got the revenge frag, just the fact that they're showing that, okay, we can also play aggressive. We've been playing defensive this whole map. We're gonna do it. We're gonna twist it up a little bit. We're gonna go aggressive one round. And he wasn't prepared for it.
The timing there. Also, Smith's doing just a, great traveling salesman act right there, man. He was just like, buy my stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Michael Lely was like, how much? You know, he was after it.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is a steal. Yeah, it was. He stole your life. Now, LDLC, they've got 7 rounds on the board. Best case scenario, clean up the remaining 4, and BK is going to have a peekaboo over Freiburg. Fight here. Fight at range, Get Right. Not coming out ahead in that fight. NIP, like, what can they actually go for now? Because we've seen some variety out of NIP as well. You know, they've been going for a double up, so it's not something we've seen in a very long time.
Actually, usually on this map, it's actually Get Right picking up the off, and he goes towards B with it, just to try and get that, especially since he's the one holding that area, just to try and catch him off guard. But it feels like LDLC, they kind of know how NIP plays, because the only thing that, from my perspective, what they have changed are that dual off setup. If you look at the executions that they have, that A smoke round with the Molotovs, we used to have the exact same one. The B smokes or the B Molotovs, we used to have the exact same ones. So, and the standard round, they're exactly the same, other than the fact the round where they had 2 ops. So, if they don't change up their game, it doesn't matter if you have a new player on your team. LDLC knows how NIP plays on this map.
So I think a lot of this is going to come down to Michael Lilly, who has the AWP once again here. There is his counterpart, Offer Smith, on the other team. Kiyoshima is the one holding here and connected. Flash entry, Forrest doesn't even see it coming. Freiberg out, but Kiyoshima's going to spot the ball. He's going to take Freiberg, and now coming around the corner, point blank shot, and that's 2 back-to-back frags there for NIP. Exist finding NBK as well. So we're back into a 3-on-3, but then Happy has to ruin it all and takes the frag. Now, where do NIP go from here? They've got an op and they've got Exist, who's basically on life support right now.
Yeah, it's basically, the round is depending on Michael Lilly right now. He needs to, first of all, he's going to pick up the bomb, and he's just going to go and try and work for picks. Because right now, Exist can't really do that much. He has 8 HP. If he takes a duel, you know, it doesn't matter if you get hit in the leg or whatever, you're going to die. Whereas for Michael Lilly, he has the deadly op, and he has 100 HP. He's the one that's going to run the play here.
It seems like Exist is going to follow along. Looks like they're going to wind up towards that A site. Michael Lilly may be wanting to just try and take advantage of the long angles. Potentially catch Smith out at bank. Smith has been playing from that position quite often. It's going to be Happy rotating back here, however. Changing up the position, but Michael Lilly already, there's the flash through. And not able to take this fight. 25 seconds left now. NIP running out of time. And they need to find a kill here.
And Smiths are playing this so smart. Just, he's not showing himself. He's not letting Michael Lilly get the pick that he wants.
Duel as well, and Smith gets both at the end. That was some very clean play. Hiding behind the car as well, behind the tire, like not even showing his boots, because you can see the boots under the car there, but he had that position down pat, just sitting. And
this is also something new from LDLC. They know that Freiberg, he loves to go here. This is his spot. And what do you do to counter it? Well, you flash him. Yeah, LDLC got 2 entries. NIP then got 2 entries back, or 2 frags back, and all of a sudden it's a 3 versus 3. So it wasn't looking that bad. What I want to see now, we see NIP again with the dual ops.
And it works marvelously this time. Smith doesn't get the frag, but Happy sets it up for long there. And now the smoke goes down. Get right, there isn't a whole lot that he can do, because if he walks back around here, he's going to be facing Happy's off. So he has to try and be careful with the angle. Decides to go jump doesn't manage to land the shot, but very creative play there from Get Right, really trying to do everything he could to turn that around.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before when they actually had the dual ops. You had one guy going towards B, which actually happened this round, and Michael Lilly is just working on A. It's a shame there that Forrest did not get the pick on Happy. I think Happy was somewhat prepared that something like this was, you know, coming, and he got 2 kills.
This time around, Smith holding a different angle at bank as well. He's going to be able to peek out here. Michael Lilly exposes himself. He's behind the shoulder, and there's the frag. Big pick here for Michael Lilly. He gets the second one as well. It's going to be a perfect situation, except Shoxy is there to stop the push. And Freiberg and Exist are now getting cut down. Not ruling supreme. Freiberg kicks him off the throne, but this is still going to be a 1v2 now, and Freiberg trying so very hard to actually turn this into a 1v1. If he could bait Happy out in the open with that fake plant, that could have been big. He actually cancels the plant once again.
Yeah, this has not been good for Freiberg. He needs to get the bomb down, and he needs to be able to work in this situation. And LDLC, they're not letting him.
He makes noise, and there you have it. The flash in, Happy hits the perfect timing, runs up, and they're just giggling over here on the French side. They're having a ball.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, the difference between when you play a team like LDLC, that's a top-tier team, compared to a mid-tier team, is LDLC will not give you the chances of getting picks. And just when I was supposed to say that, you saw Michael Lilly with 2 nice op shots. However, on the one that Smiths, it wasn't that he was cooking, he was holding an angle, and Kiyoshima got caught off guard. After that smoke, Kiyoshima would just been hiding again. So they're not really letting NIP get these picks that they really want, because that's what makes NIP so good, is when teams give them the picks that they want.
So that was something we've touched on so many times in the past, and it still seems to hold true as well for NIP. when they get the picks, they look so scary. But if they don't, if they get entry'd instead, if they lose the first kill, then it just looks like life gets so very difficult for the Swedes.
Yep. And here we see again, we have 2 Molotovs on NIP side. We have 3 smokes. Just as I say that, well, it's going to be an A round. They're going to try that same round where Kiyoshima locked them down last time, and hopefully that's not going to happen again. They're going to Molotov off the side. They're going to smoke off the areas where the rotation comes from, and just try and get the
That actually didn't work at all. 1 for 1 though. Kiyoshima doesn't actually turn it around and take out Forrest. The bomb has been dropped and it has been picked up. Nip just trying to crush onto this site, and Exist will take out Kiyoshima eventually. They are close here, LDLC. They're down a man. This is not a fight that Shoxy is willing to let pass. He hunts down Michael Lele before he can get around the corner. Now LDLC are going to be able to close in. Get Right doing what Get Right does. The lurker extraordinaire, and he clutches it at the end for NIP. 5 rounds on the board.
Question, LDLC's flash to push. Why?
Yeah.
Why? You've been holding so perfectly defensively for this entire half. Why let NIP have that pleasure? Yeah, sure. You died instantly, you get the revenge frag from LDLC, but instead of just holding defensively, you still have position NIP Molotov off the side, you still have position where you can stand and just wait for the backup. Now, again, it was almost close that LDLC actually came back in that round. It was great play by Get Right. It was, again, Get Right does what Get Right does, right? Playing it sneaky. And it worked out.
Oh, this time it does. 2 frags there for him. Actually puts him up there at 4, but that was still, you know, and I totally agree with you. That flash, when it was happening, I was like, wait, what? Like, are they just going to flash to try and stop the push? He's pushing through the smoke. What's going on? Like, that seemed like a really awkward situation there from LDLC.
Yeah, and to look at it, it's 10-5. And NIP was on the T side, the harder side, especially when they know that LDLC, their CT side on this map is super good. Whereas their T side, it's really not up to par, unless they've been working a lot on their T side, which again, NIP is also super good on the C side. This is going to be a very close game, I reckon, especially if NIP gets the pistol.
Yeah, if NIP get the pistol, then it's almost lights out for LDLC, because we saw how hard it was for NIP to get those rounds. Like, that's the real tricky thing here for NIP, is essentially the fact that if they can get the pistol, they can run it back. They only have 1 hurdle before they tie up the match, and that's the first buy round from LDLC. If they get over that, then all of a sudden NIP are very firmly in the lead, because even score, CT side, even score, yeah, NIP are in the lead there.
Right, so LDLC, they need the pistol here, and my thought of what NIP might do on this pistol is they have, well, when we used to play, they had 2 rounds. One where they went aggressive in mid, and one where they gambled and went more to B, and they had Forrest alone here on the A-bomb side. I'm kind of hoping that they will try to get an entry, go aggressive somewhere, and as you can see here, it's actually Get Right and Forrest that has something up their sleeves.
Yeah, they're looking pretty aggressive already. They've got the Kevlar. They're looking for a straight brawl, a straight fight. They're going to go straight into connector here, looking to catch anybody off guard from LDLC, but no targets yet. LDLC, in the meantime, are the ones actually taking over mid, and Forrest and Get Right are actually going to get boxed in now. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. This is going to be a bit awkward for Happy. He's about to get caught, but he takes out Forrest. Does he know that Get Right is still lurking, however? Does he have any way of knowing this? No, he does not. He decides to back off. This is going to look like it wants to end up on A here.
Yeah, and Happy's just doing what Happy does. He's chilling over B. Everyone else is at A, trying to catch someone up hard.
Shot though from Michael Eller. That flash really worked wonders until NBK decided to step in and ruin his day. That is going to be 2 big frags for NBK to get control of that A site, and now LDLC, they've got a man advantage, and they've got time to get into after plant positions.
Yeah, and the Get Right is far away, so they're going to lose a lot of time rotating back here.
And all of this stomping as well is something that they will hear. Shoxy definitely heard all of that. So they know that one of these guys is going to be coming out from Bank or the main entrance. Smith is waiting. Get Right is gone, and now this is all down to Exist. Once again, can he work his magic and get another 3 frags? There's his pistol. It is not meant to be. Shoxy shuts them down. And just like that, LDLC pick up the pistol and get 11 rounds on the board.
Yeah, this is the thing here now. It's CT on Overpass. This eco round from NIP, it's a high possibility unless LDLC does something together as a team, as a unit, and they actually play this as a regular weapon round. Otherwise, I think that NIP can actually win this eco round.
They can?
Yeah.
They can.
No,
Oh,
they
yes,
can.
absolutely. I mean, on Overpass in particular, CT, there are so many nooks and crannies that you can hide behind. If you get into a solid position, just catch somebody looking the wrong way, you get one kill, you get the second kill as well very quickly. I mean, it can just go completely out of control so fast. We've seen it so many times. So LDLC are definitely not out of the woods. They won the big round. Now they just have to keep their cool. And they are kind of gathered up here, although they have split 2 guys off from the main body here. Shoxy waiting over in the birthday party and Happy over on B alone, pulling a bit of a get right, so that can be frowned at.
Yeah, but I think the Happy also knows that normally get right plays with a mag 7 close in B, so he knows that they're probably not going to push me. But now we actually have get right change position. He's actually playing A with his mag 7 now, and this can be trouble because LDLC,
if they go to B,
they're actually about to go to B.
Yeah, if they go to B now, actually, this works out marvelously. It's Freiberg with the 5-7, and he spots movement there a bit as well. There's 3 guys here for NIP, so they do have that going for them. Get Right is now hightailing it down to this B side as well. Soon to be 4 players for NIP on this site.
I actually think when Freiberg actually jumped there, he saw the ball.
Well, Shoxy manages to line him up pretty quick, but Exist will pick up a nice frag there, and it's looking like Exist just going to be playing with the pillars and trying to hunt as best he can, taking the fight, but Exist will hunt him down, and now it is man advantage situation here for LDLC, who are slowly crushing their way onto this site. Freiberg looking for the running gun, but he does connect with the headshot. Gets the first one, not get the third, yes, he got Freiberg!
And there's no time, 10 seconds.
And Michael Lily now is going to be, he just runs. He doesn't need to take the fight. 3 seconds when that bomb gets planted. Happy will not have the time, and NIP will win the second round.
Freiberg on his position. That's why it's called Freiberg. He shot LDLC down on that side, and that's when it starts to get scary because LDLC took so much time. By the time they actually end up going to the B side, they have no time. They get stressed out. They don't even have time to actually clear out everything. And
that's just the movement, the aim there from Freiberg, everything. And that's like a bolt of lightning basically into LDLC at that point. You've got to be scared. You just lost that second round when you came so very close to taking it. Now NIP, CT side Overpass have the rifles. You don't. And those, I mean, pistol armor, you can go for this buy, but it's a whole lot less effective on the side. They're going to have to go for the run and gun, although they just got a nice headshot on Michael Lily, it sounded like.
Yeah, at least Happy got to save his weapon from the last round. They got a smoke and 2 flashes as well, so they can actually do something with this. They have 2 smokes on the LDLC side and the lead. So if as long as they stick together, they do something. They probably it's going to be A. They're going to smoke off the rotation and just try and get to the site. And the way that Forrest is playing here right now, he's going to get smoked off momentarily. He's not really going to be able to help unless he actually pushes through the smoke, or if the smoke is kind of bad, as in it's not going to block off his entire point of view.
Yeah, if he has a crack to look through here, it might get tricky.
Yeah,
Smith is lining up that smoke right now. And there's also one, I mean, there is a smoke available for Bank as well, so I imagine they're going to be able to drop that down and render Michaelele somewhat useless. Question is, when's the go second here? 35 seconds? There we go, 35, and the nades are going to go out. Now LDLC, they don't even wait for the smokes to go down. They already start running straight up here. Really trying to put the pressure on fast.
Yeah, there you see. They actually smoked off the entire NIP, so what NIP is going to do now, they're going to wait for to retake the site. They're going to give LDLC the plant and just hope that, you know, we can retake the site after.
Oh, but this is good here. Forrest hiding on the other side of the smoke is going to catch the guard. Michael is here as well. We're into a 3-on-3. They're standing and taking this fight, and somehow not managed to remove Forrest from the map. Forrest has got 1 HP, and he's still here. What is going on? And now Michaelele, he's actually going to be defusing. 10 seconds on this, though. He doesn't have a kit. He's going to run out of time. Smith's just trying to keep him off that bomb, do the best he can. But this is it. It's time to point it over here. Michaelele just trying to take the fight, trying to take Smith at this point. But it's Michaelele and LDLC. They somehow make it.
What a turnaround. So they end up losing the eco round before, and then now they win the eco instead.
How does that work?
Well, again, I like NIP's mentality is we're just going to retake the site. The problem was they didn't really do it as a team. You had one guy rushing into the site, he died, and then you had one guy rushing in after him 3 seconds after, and it was very sloppy. Instead of, if you're going to retake the site, work as a unit, and here we see it's going to be a fast B round from LDLC. They don't want to lose another eco.
Oh, he's actually going to get caught with the nade out. Get right, no chance. They do have to go away. What is going to be. It's not going to happen. Michaelele is gone as well, and this is looking pretty damn good here for LDLC. It's Forrest who's looking for, well, a good night there for Happy. He's pretty dirty. He's looking for the long range. be able to pick up NBK, but he's not quite going to manage it.
Yeah, and I like this round from LDLC because they're actually giving themselves time. So if something goes wrong when they're actually rushing, they have time to adapt and do something else. Whereas from the first eco they lost, they didn't.
I just noticed Forrest is using a cartel.
Oh,
I love you, Forrest. Okay, then.
He probably bought it himself.
I'm not sure. Cases, man. Alright, but LDLC. Now 13 rounds, and this is where it starts to get into the danger zone for NIP, because they're running out of that buffer.
Yeah, exactly. And NIP, this is a complete eco round from NIP. They don't have any extra pistols, they don't have any flashes, so this is basically just and I was going to say, they need to gamble here, and that's exactly what NIP has done. They're stacking 4MA, and they're pretty aggressive, which is something that they haven't really done before, in hopes of catching NIP or LDLC apart.
They're going to get a hold of the shrapnel. That's really going to catch NBK off guard. They're getting frags all over the place. Again, NBK just barely hanging on by a thread. And this time the stack doesn't quite work out, although Forrest is still in this lurker position that we saw him actually use earlier on. But this time around, Shoxy, it's just like, that's a horror movie right there, you know?
Well, the thing is, that is actually Forrest's position when he's on a save. He's been standing, like every time he's on a save, he stands there. So by this time, again, everyone knows this. It worked in the beginning because no one knew, and I was the guy who was baiting for him back then. I was standing there, I was just strafing in hopes that they're gonna aim at me, and then, you know, Forrest can get some free kills. The problem here is that he's been using that for every game ever since we started playing Overpass. That it
becomes predictable.
Exactly, and you should not think that LDLC does not know about this. They know how you play. They know how NIP plays. You need to play something differently.
Well, no. I mean, this is the big question here. Limited gear as well for NIP. So talk about playing different. They have to do something to catch LDLC off guard at this point.
Yeah, they want to try and get an entry or two and just fall back and just work off that.
Missed, but eventually Michael will spray down Smith at range. And I think that's an AWP drop, isn't it? What is that? That's
look at the boost that Get
Right is using a very cool boost.
That's also very new to me.
But they're not wasting any time, actually. LDLC in the meantime are just rushing up onto that A site with that bomb, in fact. They've got the bomb. They're knocking at the door. They're actually going to get onto the site. Happy gets picked up, however, denies the flank. And this is still NBK and Kyoshima. 2v5. Make that 2v4 as Kyoshima blows existence into oblivion. NBK holding the angle. He could potentially take on Michael here as well. Trying to do the best he can, but Michael lands the point-blank shot, and they will regain control of the situation. They even had a kit on Get Right.
Great retake as well. They just took it as a team, as a unit. Even though there were only 2 LDLC players left, they didn't take any gambles. And I like this play from NIP as well. They actually decided to push a little bit more aggressive this round. So they actually tried to get 1 or 2 members from LDLC before they actually fall back. So they don't have to fight versus 5 LDLC players getting into the site. So that way their retakes will actually work a lot better since there's less people to actually kill when you actually try to take over the bomb.
I mean, that was a crucial round, and now this has also become a very common smoke. Goes down, cuts off the entrance to sewer. So we see NIP putting some of that gear to use, but now they can afford to buy. Michael still has that AWP. No shot there, however. He managed to stay alive. Michael getting body blocked at Forrest. He's going to pick up NBK, but they're getting hunted. And just like that, they have to use the nades to try and stop that push from coming through.
That was close. They could have as easily just been doubled. Forrest saved Michael there, and they got back safe and sound. Sure, they're low, but they still have the man advantage. And they have no idea standing here.
That is perfect. And Forrest just goes with a big play.
And Get Right. I was going to say from behind, but it's Get Right. I don't even know how he got there.
It's magical. It's magical, man.
You know, when we were playing with Get Right, we never knew how we got into these situations, because you don't know how Get Right works. For all we know, we could have pushed B, and he just could have gone down underground and come behind him, or I don't know. It's Get Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like internal map hack going on in his brain. Get Right. He just knows where everybody is, where they're gonna go, and he's just like, yeah, okay, this is like how I'm gonna snake my way through the defense or through the offense or whatever, and basically wind up behind them somehow.
Yeah, and this is a key round for NIP as well. If LDLC lose this round, they're gonna be on a save. That means they're going to be on 10 rounds at least.
Well, there we go. The entry goes NIP's way, and this is a double, in fact. Get Right forward to escape. Get Right will get it through this. smoke. NBK is gone. That's the bomb down for LDLC as well. Yeah, right. He's going to spray Shoxy down. Alright, well that turned into a bit more of a fight than LDLC signed up for, I think. That probably caught them pretty far off guard.
That many plans. Because just specifically that round, Force actually pushed down at the area where Happy is just standing now, and when LDLC was going to go and take over B, Force was already there. There was way too many men for LDLC to handle. I think Happy should just save this weapon. They don't have any money. Just use it for next round. Run and save your weapon.
40 seconds, do you think that's feasible at this point?
I mean, at least run and get a better position, so when they do decide to hunt you down, you can get a free frag or two before you actually die.
Seems like he wants to try and get clever and come over to this A side. Follow up though. Bit of a scary moment there, but it looks like Michael is going to be the one backing off. He doesn't need to take this fight. He can find a favorable angle.
He doesn't want to lose his op, especially when there's no one around for NIP to actually pick up the op.
Farber gets the job done in the end, and here we have it now. NIP starting to gather some momentum, especially when LDLC are so close to the goal. 1 round away from at least guaranteeing overtime. 2 rounds away from taking first seed in the group.
So yeah, this is where NIP starts to stack up on money as well. And especially now, since LDLC are saving at least another round, unless they win the equal round, NIP is going to be stacked with money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're already pretty good. They've got a solid buffer right now. So yeah, this is starting to get a little scary here for LDLC. I'm sure that they're starting to think, well, we need to actually get something done here, Jen. But it's going to be 4 C's heads and a P250 picked up for LDLC, looking to apply some pressure early. I like that NIP have actually been poking out on the map and not letting LDLC get comfortable either. Up a fight and try and be unpredictable with their positioning.
Yeah, and that was something we had problems with before. We don't want to just play defensive right off the bat, because what happens is LDLC will just take control and they don't get punished for it. That really shouldn't be the case.
Well, Michael will get caught here. Doesn't manage to win that fight versus Freiberg. We're into a 2-on-2. Shoxy's got an off to play with as well now, and this could be a huge situation now for LDLC. 2-on-2 retake, but up close, Kyoshima. He's going to be holding from bank. It's actually going to be Exist looking for the potential flank here. This is definitely going to fall apart now as they lose on that side with that AWP, and Exist catches Kyoshima, who's trying to make it back around the corner. There was no hope for Kyoshima regardless, and NIP with ample time. I mean, talk about doing economic damage though. That was a pretty good eco round.
That was too close for comfort for NIP. Especially, LDLC got 3 NIP members, they got the bomb down, they got exactly what they were looking for, and then some. They could have even won that round, and then things were looking great for NIP. But now they got the bomb down, LDLC can buy up. They have 2 Molotovs on the LDLC side. I'm kind of smelling a solid B Molotov round, or that same round almost that NIP was using on LDLC on the A side.
Alright, well, let's see how it plays out, because right now, very early on in the round still, we're seeing how things are going to develop here. LDLC still trying to make noise around. Get Right actually setting up shop in sewer once again. No targets offering themselves this time around for that early entry frag for NIP, however, so they're going to have to work for it, and this is what this is all about. Michael Lilly pushing out onto long with the help of Forrest. Again, it's really interesting to see this tag team combo between the two of them.
Oh yeah, for sure, and you actually saw a nice headshot from Forrest. And you actually saw it before they actually went to long. They actually were in middle first to try and get entry.
Michael Lilly takes out Shoxy. Forrest is here. They're working so well together. Kyoshima will step in and take out Forrest. Michael Lilly will get taken out in turn, and now it's into a 3-on-3. Kyoshima single-handedly brings it back for LDLC. The rotation has come out, but there's still 45 seconds left on this clock. LDLC have options right now, and it looks like Happy and Get Right are side by side over there. Get Right is going to begin to start thinking about the flank, perhaps.
Yeah, and NIP is taking Gambler. They're putting 2 on A in hopes that LDLC will come here, because Get Right is still...
He's far away right now.
But he's very aggressive on to B. He can actually hold his side and just wait for his teammates to come. So this is a good play here.
NBK that takes the fight solo, and Freiberg will find Kyoshima, just like that.
And the gamble pays off.
Having the 2 guys on that A site, that was what it was all about.
Yeah, here you see Peter actually. He's still telling the team, keep on doing what you're doing. Don't let LDLC get the map control that they want. As you saw there, in the beginning of the round, Michael Lilly and Forrest, they went mid first to try and get a pick or two. When they realized, okay, no one's coming, let's go long and try and get a pick. when that didn't happen either, they were supposed to back up, and LDLC was pushed up mid, and you had one nice headshot from Forrest first and last, and then Michael saved Forrest through the smoke.
That was also, I mean, dropping a couple of meters there for us. It seems like Forrest also can feed off the confidence that Michael gives him, because he's got his pocket up and, you know, just covering his back right there. He can push forward, and that first frag on long was also a setup for Michael with the flash. So, I mean, clearly there's been some teamwork going on here between the two of them. But NIP, this is definitely shaping up to, this is a situation where they can win now. 11 rounds, only 14 for LDLC. They've got good money. I mean, signs are pointing to yes right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, because this is also, again, an important round for LDLC. If they lose this round, they won't have any money. So it's going to be 14-12 in favor of LDLC, but they have to save.
It's like Shoxy can't make up his mind as to which smoke he actually wants to throw right now.
I think, yeah, she has just something that indicates...
Smoke hack?
No, something that indicates, okay, I need to line up my crosshair here in order to throw this smoke.
How is that going to work? That is a very sexy smoke. Shoxy, I'm impressed. This is looking like at least going to be the fake here. NBK trying to take the fight, and actually NBK is going to find Freiberg, but Michael will take the first frag. Smith takes away and gets the frag eventually, and just like that, LDLC, they get the bomb plant. They have time to rotate out, and they've got the man advantage. It's down to Forrest now, alone, 1v4 for Nip.
Yeah, and the NIP actually took that bait from that fake there. I think they over-rotated way too fast. Again, they haven't seen the bomb, they haven't spawned anyone, they just saw smokes, and instantly you saw their Forrest actually rotated. It's a bad call, because you left Michael all alone on that side. Sure, you still get the information, but if you're going to play like that, then Michael should take one pick, then you should fall back and just wait for your teammates so you can actually retake them. Yeah, because when Michael went down, not only does NIP give them the bomb site, but you're also losing the man advantage.
As far as that's a big thing there, you know. But and after such a solid round the round before that, where they were really able to poke them down, get into solid position, and clearly show some teamwork, this time around, NIP, they were on the line. And I'm wondering if there wasn't, you know, a bit of the curse, but we'll see here. 4 rounds in a row, definitely feasible for NIP.
Get not done yet. Sniper.
Yeah, get right, go into the honest sniper, the man who makes this gun look imba.
I like to NIP pushing them long.
Job done here. Forrest will eventually do so, and Get Right takes out Happy in the meantime, so this is already a very strong situation here for NIP. Just clearing out Rescue, and that's going to cost him. NBK will catch him peeking there. So they do bring it back to a 3-on-4.
And this is, again, I think Michael rotated back too fast because he wasn't really helping out Forrest that he was trying to get back, because you have the man advantage. You need to help out each other just so you get back safe and just play defensively after that. They still have the man advantage, just that you can make sure that it could have been a 5-on-3 instead of a 4-on-3.
Well, this is a bit too close for comfort here. How does he actually play this NBK? Get the Molotov down, counter Molotov goes down as well. Freiberg looking for a barbecue. NBK actually has to defuse that, but he takes way too much damage in that exchange.
And Mike Lillard, they're actually hitting the A-bomb side.
In the meantime, Mike Lillard dancing on the edge, and he's going to find the frag. Exists waiting around the angle. It probably will be Exist to pick up the one here versus Kiyoshima. Kiyoshima will take out Exist in turn, but Freiberg will bring it back, and this is looking like NIP will lock down the round. They maintain that man advantage afterwards and don't let up.
Yeah, and LDLC can still buy here. Shox doesn't have any money, but he's probably just going to go with the pistol, and they still can afford all of the nades that they want. But again, this is an important round for LDLC. If they do not win this one, they're going to be on an eco.
It feels like this is just high pressure situation after high pressure situation for LDLC, because if they do eco at this point, it's lights out practically. NIP, they get a free round, and it's just way too close. We're in the 28th round here. LDLC, at least they've guaranteed overtime. But goodbye NBK. Forrest with the peak, and Forrest is coming alive here towards the end of this second half. He is really showing some big work.
Yeah, and that's the thing about NIP. They actually haven't been down underpass before, just this one round, and it catches NBK completely off guard.
So where do we go from here for LDLC, considering they've got 4 AKs, but they've only got 1 smoke, a Molotov, and 3 flashes to work with?
Yeah, and that's not a situation you want to be in, because if you go A, you want to have at least 2 smokes so you can smoke up the entire area. If you go B, sure, you can use 1 smoke and you can use 1 Molotov to your advantage, but again, you have Get right there with another sniper.
And Shoxy knows that as well. Didn't want to get his heel shot off. Happy, however, has found Freiberg. So we're back into a 4-on-4. Question is, can they work their way towards this site? Happy. It's going to be Get Right, though, and he catches Tsushima with that bomb. He knows the shot is coming as well. This could actually turn into a pretty decent situation here for NIP. Get Right locking down this site, and this tunnel is so brutal. There's a Scar 20 here. What do? You have to land a 6 shot.
Yeah, and they have no nades left LDLC either.
It's literally one flash. But now there's the blue. Get Right. Just looking for a shot of his own. He's not quite going to finish it, though, and Exist is going to play the angle and tee it up for us to bring it home.
We are talking here about unless LDLC wins this eco, it's going to be 15-14. Are we going to see an overtime?
It's highly likely at this point. It's really scary. They're going to get one more buy round here, LDLC, and it's going to be in the 30th. And at that point, it's all or nothing. I mean, you don't want to be extending rounds here versus NIP once they start getting the crowd behind them, once they start getting the confidence. I mean, it sounds like it could be a pretty scary scenario.
Oh yeah, so next round is key for LDLC. They want to finish this game. They don't want to go on to overtime.
So yeah, I mean, NIP also going, once again, for a bit of the aggression. Not overextending, however, so NIP, or rather LDLC, aren't able to capitalize on anything. They do seem like they want to take the fights, but at this point now, NIP have just fallen back to the sites. They're playing the angles, and they've got the entry, so they can just sit back now, run down the clock, and let LDLC be the ones to really force themselves into a rush scenario.
Yeah. Especially when they have pistols as well. As long as you stay together on the NIP side, you have the entry like you were saying. And LDLC can't really do anything at this stage. The only thing you can do is hope that NIP does a stupid peek or anything like that, so they actually lose the entry or lose the frag.
Let's see, Freiberg in the Freiberg spot. Like this is going to be a pretty good position for him as well, although he gets caught out in the open by NBK there. NBK not flashed and Exists now. He's going to start 20. He's going to be able to pick up that first frag, but he can't actually stop this bomb plant from happening. You can wall bang through the top stack.
Look at Get Right. He's actually down in the pit. They got the bomb time.
Oh, and then Happy's just like, hello, Get Right. 2-on-2 now. Sees that in hand. Happy holding that angle. Michael Elliott now trying to set it up for his mate with the flashes. Happy going to be able to dance out. Gets the kill on Michael Elliott. And there you have it. Just like that. LDLC win an eco.